What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our round 3 trades and captain videos, and as you can see, this is not a video to miss. This is going to be an important one, so make sure you keep on watching, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please sub now. Like the video if you like the video, and leave me a comment down below. Like we said, this is you must get your trades right this week. We've had a bit of injury carnage. We've had Rosie gone out. We have had Petrarca going out with a hammy, and it's pretty much carnage. And this is not the week that you want it, because this is the week you should be, getting your cash generation, getting the rookies right, getting the cash generation sorted out in your team. So before we go on, I would highly suggest if you've got issues when it comes to your rookies and the players that are gonna drive the cash in your team, that's more important than going a premium for a premium. So get your money and cash generation sorted out. Supercoach is a cash and trading game, so it doesn't matter about the score this week, but if it hurts you down the track in 3 or 4 weeks, when you've got no cash coming in, that's going to be a big problem. So I know it's not a comfortable situation to be in, but some of us are going to have to do it. And the fact we're in the buys means you can get away with best 18 on the field. So you definitely want to prioritize the rookies. And I've made a little spreadsheet here, or I've made a little infographic here for who my top picks are, who you need to have in your team. All right, so the rookie rank infographic here, as you can see, my number 1 rookie or player that you need in your team is Jagger Smith. Now, for some reason, if you don't have Jagger Smith in your team, must get him in this week. Very low break evens, going to make you a fortune, and he looks good enough. He's performing better than some of our premiums, so you must get him in. Now, number 2 was going to be Milan Murdoch from the Eagles. I had 2 great games, looked awesome last week. Unfortunately, another hammy. I feel like I've got more hammies in my Supercoach team than some real AFL teams have in their entire lists. Anyway, so Milan, yes, he is also gone. There's no timeline yet. There was an article that said 1 to 3 weeks. It was a light hammy, but on the AFL website and on the Eagles web page on their website, there is no actual timeline listed yet. So hopefully that is a short one. If you went early on him like I did last week, I think he's probably a keep until you find out if it's only 1 week. Great, even if it's for a couple of weeks. He does provide a good loophole, as the Eagles play most Sunday games, even if the buys finish. So if you've got him in, I think you keep him. He's going to make a fortune. He should come back in the team straight away, you would hope. He really was the heart of the team, and he's a bit of a cult hero down here at the Eagles now as well. So hopefully he'll come back straight away after a couple of weeks and make us some money. The other Eagles rookie playing in the forward line, Devon Robertson. Yes, doing also very well. I'll give you the break evens if I can. So Devon Robertson, negative 131 is his break even, predicted to make you about 70k this week. So if you haven't got him in your team, definitely get him in the team, and he'll probably get DPP at round 6, dual position status, where he'll be a mid forward. At the moment, he is just a forward. Tom Blamiers, he is a mid. He will be a mid defender if everything stays the same way and he gets DPP action. Negative 92 break even, and looks really good in the team. North Melbourne do have some players coming back this week though, so do keep an eye on the team sheets. But if you haven't got him and his name, definitely want to get him in your team. These 99k rookies are awesome. And then the last one is Lachlan McAndrew, our ruck, which most of us would have either started at R3 or R2 or in the flex. If you haven't already got him, he's plugging away nicely. He has a negative 98 break even, predicted to make about 64k. So you definitely want him in your team as well. Now, they're my top 4 now. Well, it's going to be 5, but my top 4. For any reason, if you don't have one of those guys in your team, get them in your team. Now, the next 5, I think you don't have to have them, but if everything else is right with your team, it's going to be nice to have them, and they're going to make you pretty good money. So number 6 is Todd Marshall, coming in at a negative 78 break even, going to earn you about 60k minimum probably. Yep, good in the forward line. Should also get dual position status between a forward and a defender, which would be nice. And yeah, so if you can get him in and you haven't got him already, probably a very good time. And he's definitely, him and Robertson are almost fieldable in the forward. Well, they are fieldable in the forward line with the other options we have. They're scoring better than some of the high price forwards. So definitely options and definitely on-field options if you have them in the team. So he's not a rookie, but Tanner Bruin, more like a mid-pricer, is also going to go up quite a bit. He's 276k, so probably just a bit too pricey to be called a rookie. But he has a negative 42 break even, and it also looks like he's going to be very nice playing on your field in the midfield, and he'll probably get defender dual status as well. No guarantee in any of these DPPs, but this is just what it looks like so far. So Tanner Bruin, also one that's very good and to get in your team. Now, Jack Watkins, maybe the Rosie injury helps him. We're all a bit worried about his job security. Also, I believe listed as a test is Miles Bergman. So Watkins, we were worried that he was going to get dropped when Ollie Wines comes back. Not too sure when Wines was coming back. It doesn't say anything about him at all in the injury lists. So maybe he comes back this week. But if he holds his spot, a 99k rookie, if he plays you a few weeks, he's definitely going to make you money. So he's definitely one to look at. Is he a must-have? Just because of his job security. If you had better job security, I'd say 100%. And like I said, with Rosie and Bergman, I think he's at least got a chance to potentially get you a couple of weeks worth of money. But again, keep an eye on the team sheets and yeah, see how you go. I think if Wines isn't in the team and Rosie and Bergman aren't the team, he could actually score quite well this week. He got quite a lot of CBAs once Rosie went out in that last quarter. Number 9 is Braden Cook from Adelaide, who has a negative 63 break even. This is another one that I think it's nice to get him if you can, but you don't need him. He's also one that I think could be a little bit, no rookies which make him money are traps, but he could score lower than the 2 scores he's already delivered. I believe he's given like a 90 and a 60, something like that. If I was to have a quick look for you guys, 92 and a 62. So I believe he plays that kind of wing role. Adelaide, you know, they have had some injuries, so maybe he keeps his position. Maybe his job security is good. Is his scoring going to be this good the whole time? I'm not too sure. He already has DPP as a mid forward, which could help you out. So he's one to think about, but I don't think he is a must-have. He's also slightly inflated in the price wise of 158k. So, you know, with some of these 99 bargain guys, I think I'd be prioritizing them over the Cook. And I think someone like a Marshall may be a little bit more reliable score-wise on your field than Cook as well. But as I said, I still think he's an okay option. At number 10, a lot of people aren't going to be going here. And I put him in just because you'll see why I put him in a little bit later. But Cooper Duff-Tyler from the Eagles, he is on a break-even of negative 28. Predicted to make about 30k this year. Is an inflated price of 190k and is playing as a key forward, which don't normally score well for Supercoach. But he did get a bit of a run in the ruck last week. He got 25% of one quarter in the ruck, and he got 25% in another quarter. And that was enough with a couple of goals to get him up to 100 points. So now in his system, he has a score of 37, which is not lighting the world on fire, and a score of 100. So yes, as a key forward, he could always get you another 37. But if he was to come out and score an 80 or something like that, he's predicted to get, if he gets a 48, he goes up 30k. So if he gets a little bit more ruck, which as an Eagles supporter, I would like to see that. Flynn is just not a good ruck. So exposing this young man to some of the best rucks in the league, I can't see being a bad thing. So if in a perfect Shauno world, maybe they give him 25% of each quarter in the ruck, just when Flynn has a break. Let him have a go in there and see how he goes. Plus, he is a very good forward. I've called him C Duff Flyer, I just noticed here, which could be a good name for him. So it's actually Cooper Duff Tyler, not Flyer, but I kind of like his nickname. It's either that. He can either be called Flyer or Duffman, even though I'm kind of sold on Duffman as his nickname. Yep, so I think that's a lot of one that people aren't going to tell you. Would I suggest going there? Probably not, but the DPP, he's got dual position status for a mid-ruck. If you've got McAndrew and now maybe you're thinking about bringing in another ruck this week, you know, they're the ones that he could be helpful for you. Now, they're the rookies that you need to get in your team. There are some other big dogs that you might want in your team this week, and we're going to talk about them next. But before we move on, a few honourable mentions. I've got 4 here. So a couple of West Coast Eagles boys. Bo Allen has got a negative 41 break even, and he's 152k, and he plays in defence. He looks okay, and he seems to be on a wing there, and he's probably seems set in the team, so it could be okay. Number 1 draft pick, William Dersma, is 203k, so he's at an elevated price, but he's got a negative 49 break even. He's had a couple of reasonable scores, and it looks like his position is cemented in the team, so, you know, could be one that's a little bit more reliable, if not, even though he is a bit more expensive. Sam Grill from from Richmond didn't have the best game last week, but he is a mid defender. He's got that DPP status, and he is on the rise. All of these guys that we're talking about today are all on the bubble this week, so they're all going to go up money this week. So, you know, there might be a few others out there you like who have already gone up or due to go up next week. All these guys are going up money this week. So that was Grill, Sam Grill, and then we got one more, which is ZZ Zane, the Brisbane ruck guy he's a ruck defender. He also has a DPP. There are rumours that when Brisbane gets some players back, he will be dropped out of the team, but he should be there for a couple of weeks. So why Andrews is serving his suspension. So he's playing as a defender, not as a ruck at the moment. So if you needed a ruck and you wanted to go the bargain basement price and you didn't want to pay up for Duff Tyler, maybe he's the way to go. All right, crew. So now I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing. Now we can talk about targets. If you've got all the rookies sorted, if you've got them all sorted and you got no issues, you don't have to get any of those top 5 guys. I think it's okay to, you know, use your Rosie and Petrarca money to get, you know, the players that you really want. And you kind of see that I've kind of done it. So Houston is quite cheap this week, and I like him. Also in the back line, you've got Worrell. Ash is going to go up this week after a couple of good weeks, but he does have a bye in a couple of weeks. So there's a couple of players there. As you can see, for me, I've gone Houston here. So we took out, to get Houston here, we sold kind of Rosie and we got Houston and we made some money. So we go down a little bit. Our midfield hasn't changed much, except you might see that Mr. Dyson Sharp is missing. Now, Sharp is another rookie who he was kind of injured a bit last week and got a very low score, but apparently he is a test this week, so he could play this week. So I wasn't sure whether he was going to play or not when I got rid of him. So if he does play, maybe I'll get him back, but he hasn't been scoring very well. Let's see if we have a look at him. He hasn't been scoring very well, and this last injury-affected score was a real rough one. So he's got a break even of 15. So he's still probably going to make you money, but with this 14 in his system, he's going to be a pretty slow burn. That doesn't mean he can't get a 60 or 70 or 80 down the track if you hold on to him. And with all the injuries we've got, with the Murdoch and Lindsay not playing, even though there are rumours that Lindsay may get a recall this week due to some other injuries. There's a couple of injuries at the Eagles. So I believe Young might be the man, or is it Edwards? Could be one of the defenders at the Eagles is injured, and so Lindsay could potentially come back. Let's have a quick look and see who that is again. Make sure I'm telling you guys the correct information. Tyler Young. Jimby was outstanding after Edwards' injury. So Edwards got injured. So, yep. And as you can see, and Milan Murdoch, it says to be confirmed here, which is unfortunate. And also for Adelaide with Worrell is a test. If we go back to Adelaide, Essendon for Dyson Sharp is a test. It's an ankle. And I saw that Worrell was also a test. Now, the thing that may affect the injury list, they have Moore and Howe coming back for Collingwood. So getting Houston without seeing them in the team could be a little bit risky. But I'm going to have a go at that price. He's just at a really good value price. And hopefully he continues to do what he's been doing and score us very well. So my second bring in, I've got most of those rookies that we spoke about. I've got most of them. So unfortunately, I went Murdoch early, like a lot of us probably did, or were planning to go on him this week. So he's just going to sit there on my bench as a loophole action for after the buys. Hopefully, he's only out for 1 week, a couple of weeks. I can probably live with the amount of money he's going to make, and we've got some decent coverage with Bellamiers and Carroll, as long as Bellamiers doesn't get dropped, which really hope that doesn't happen. So Sharp is gone from my midfield, but I don't have anybody replacing in the midfield because I managed to move a few things around with my DPP to get Sherry in. Now, the reason I want Sherry, you might say, g'day, Shauno, you're chasing the points, I should have picked him at the beginning of the season. I should have, because he has an awesome run. And this run is up against my backman there, Blackiston. And I assume that he's going to destroy Blackiston, just like he destroyed Flynn last week. So 199, he could easily do this again next week. And it really cost me not having him and not having the bias or the captain on him last week. So I'm just going to pay up for him. I'm going to get him in. He's got a great run right up until round 8 or 9 where he plays Sydney. Before that, all the rucks he's got are going to be, he should be able to beat them quite convincingly. I think the toughest ruck he's got up before Grundy is Pitnett. So, he should have some really good scores. Yes, are the ruck rules making the scores slightly lower? I think they are, but still not enough. Maybe 5% lower than what they are last year, which means that against Flynn, I probably expect that Sherry could have scored 210, 220. If the last year, same rules as last year, I think he scores 210, 220 this week instead of 199. So as you can see, we've still got English, we've got Zach there. And if we go down, I'm going to have a go. Now, we could get Cook here. We could get Cook, but I'm going to have a go at Duff Tyler. Not only am I an Eagle supporter, it helps me out now in this ruck situation where I've got ZZ, I've got McAndrew, I've got Sherry, and I've got English, and I've got Tyler. It just makes my team very flexible. And watching him, I think he's can put out some decent scores, a little bit of ruck time. I think he can have more of these peak scores. This was the top scorer of the whole entire Eagles team of 100. But just with his mobility, I think he's got a bit of advantage on some of the other key forwards where I think he has a chance to get more possessions than a key forward that just runs and marks it. So, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he can back this up with not hundreds, but 60s or 70s and provide me some nice DPP action and make a little bit of money for me along the road. So, again, we'll go up the top and I'll undo changes so you can have a quick look here. So there we go. There are the trades this week. Houston, Sherry, and Duff Tyler in. Rosie, Sharp, and Petrarca out. And that leaves my team. And now you always have to have a plan, right? So I do have a plan for the week after. So what's Sean's cunning plan for the week after? It's back to being a cunning plan. It's not a chicken plan anymore. Chicken plan was last week, and it worked out for me. So next week, Blackiston, sell him. I predict he'll go up about 5,000. That's how, against Sherry. I hope he doesn't go down in money, but I'm predicting with like a 40 he goes up 5,000. To potentially Newman. Newman will play for Carlton for his first week this week after coming back from suspension. We know he was a superstar in that back distributor role in the past, and if he can do it again at 439, I think he could be a bit of a bargain. So if he won't go up money next week either. He's hasn't played a game yet, so we got 2 weeks to look at him. But if I like to look at him next week, maybe I get him. After all my trades this week, I have 360k in the bank. So if I was to go from Blackiston to Newman, that would leave me 220k in the bank. And then Parrish could be on the chopping block depending how he goes. If he has another average game where he was to score less than 80 or 90, I think he's not benefiting my team enough to do it. So in that way, I might try and pick up another defender, whether that's a Worrell. I would have 555k to do whatever I want. So whoever I could get under 550, if we took this away, so 575k. Sorry, I would have 575k to try and get whoever I want. So I could try and pick someone up like a Worrell, who even though he would go up this week, it'd still be under that price. Maybe Ash or a Whitfield, but I don't like them coming into their buys. Also like Nas, but he's coming into his buy as well. So maybe we sit on that money for a week and see what happens. But that's kind of the plan for next week. And if we go back to the team, I think it makes my team look a lot better. So imagine in the back, did we do it? Oh, we didn't mean to do it. But in the back line, there would be Sinclair, Houston, there'd be no Blackiston, there would be a Worrell or a Newman, and then there'd be a Worrell or somebody here as well, and Grill and Jarks would be on the bookies on the field. So I'd have 4 potential primos to get primo prices. The midfield would look like, I must have accidentally clicked on the reverse trade button. So the midfield would look like this: Bontempelli, Butters, Dacos, Anderson, Walsh. Parrish wouldn't be there. I would have 3 rookies on the field. No, I would have Tanner Byrne would be on the field here. So it would look like that, which doesn't look too bad to me. So I would have 2 rookies on the field in the back line, 2 rookies on the field in the mid line. Here would be obviously the big English and Sherry with ZZ here. And then instead of Parrish down here, there would probably be, one of the Duff Tyler or somebody else. So, I think my team looks a lot better like that. And if we can quickly go back and do it again, if we like. Just do it. Just go quick, bang, bang, and bang, and then we go round score. We will have you need to move up there, and then we have Sherry, and we have the Duff Man. And we have Houston. All right, so that's what my team would look like. And so, with the carnage, I think it's not too bad. My plans looked a little bit better before we knew that Rosie and Petrarca were injured, but I think I can live with this team coming out of the buys. So next thing is our captain choices, crew. Our captain choices for the week. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to have different questions and stuff about the trades and potentially captain choices. So we will be doing a live video on Thursday morning, or might be afternoon for you, crew. So if you're around and you want to jump on and have a chat to me, or join the Discord and we can have a chat in there about who is best for your team in the way of the trades or the captain choices. I think the captain choices are pretty easy this week. If you are like me and you've got the big man Sherry into your team, you just vice captain, not English, you vice captain Sherry into a Butters captain. Sherry, the matchup this week, like we talked about against Blackstone, should score really, really well. And Butters is versus the Eagles in the practice match earlier on in the year. He crushed the Eagles, and the Eagles haven't really shown a tendency to hard tag so far this season. So I think he could get off the chain again and get another big one. Now, if you don't have Sherry in your team, I also think another really good matchup is the Freo versus Richmond. If you happen to have Luke Jackson, or, he's another good target for this week if you're looking to get Luke Jackson. He plays Richmond, and Richmond don't have a ruck. Nank is injured, and they don't even have a rookie ruck. So he's going to be playing some VFL ruck or a forward who's not a full-time ruck who's going to be rucking. So Luke Jackson should have a field day, and Sherry should have a field day. So if you've got either of those two guys, definitely whack the vice captain on them. And if for any reason they fail, go into Butters. Now, if you don't have either of those big boy rucks, I guess other choices are early game Geelong. So you could try a Holmes or Bailey Smith if you have them. It is against Adelaide, so it could be a tough match. And Collingwood, you could try Dacos, but again, it gets GWS, tough match, and there are rumours of Toby Bedford coming back, so a potential tag there. So I guess the other one, Sinclair, I guess if you've got him in your team, seems to be pretty consistent this year, could be a pretty good pick. All right, crew, like I said, if you want to chat about this more, or you have some more worries that you want to, talk about, go to Discord or join me on the live video on Thursday morning. Don't forget, if you post your team in the Post My Team section here in my Discord, we'll throw it up on the screen during my live video, and we can talk you through changes or even just see how great you did last week. And that sounds awesome to me. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Do that now. Thank you again for all your support. Like the video if you like the video, and leave me a comment down below telling me who are you trading in and who are your captains going to be. All right, crew. Thanks so much for everything, and I guess I will talk to you all again very soon. Take it away, Skip.